Bonjour les élèves. Today we're going to work on the notes. Go into your note packet to page 31. You should be naming them. This is in Unit 2. We're going to review avoir. We did avoir last year, and that is your second irregular verb. You had être, and then you have avoir. So on page 31, you see avoir at the top. So don't forget, avoir means to have. Être was to be. Avoir is to have. So talking about family during this unit, you have a brother, you have a cat. So to have. So the singular side of your chart, your je, tu, il, elle, you have your forms. Remember, you got to know your subject pronouns before you can do anything else. So je is I, tu is you, informal or singular. Il is he, and elle is she. Then you have your plural side. So that was your nous, vous, il, elle. So we, you, all, or you, formal, you, plural. They, all boys or mixed. They, all girls, should say all. So what are the forms to put with that? It still goes with the same chart. So instead of just saying I, you, he, she, we, you, they, you want to say I have, you have, he has. So we always start off with our subject pronoun, and then you use your avoir form. So avoir starts with an A. Most of the avoir forms start with an A. It helps you to not mix them up. And then if they don't start with an A, they start with the next vowel in the word avoir, which is an O. So j'ai, I have, tu as, you have. Remember the French alphabet. The A sounds like ah. So tu as, il a, elle a, he has, she has. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, you have, they have. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Spelling counts when you deal with verbs. So that was a review, and we will practice it. Now, turning to page 39, you're kind of jumping around a little bit here. Find the page that says avoir expressions. There are a lot of expressions in English that we don't use the word have, but in French they do. And they do in Spanish too for most of these. So it's something that you're going to have to think a little bit different, because we may not use the word have for it, but they do. And if you try to use the words we have for some of these expressions, it's not going to make much sense. So let's take a look. That would be page 16 if you did not renumber them. So you're in Unit 2, page 16, or page 39. You're supposed to renumber them. So what are they? The avoir expressions are expressions that in English usually do not use to have as their verb. Sometimes they do, but usually not. We usually use to be with a lot of these, but not all of them. They are usually expressions that are conditions that easily change. So the first one is to be hot. In French, you have it. So j'ai chaud. I have hot. I have heat. So we would say, I am hot. So j'ai chaud. J'ai froid. I have cold. So avoir froid is to be cold. You had froid with weather. That was il fait froid. To be hungry. You've had that last year when we did food. So avoir faim is to be hungry. So j'ai faim. I'm hungry. Think of like famished. I have famine. Use hints to try to give you little tricks to help you. J'ai soif. Avoir soif. To be thirsty. To have thirst. J'ai soif. Avoir blank ans. To be blank years old. Remember, to talk about how old something is, you have to say you have it, because it changes every year. You cannot be it. You cannot be it unless you work as a big phone number on maybe Sesame Street. You don't look in the mirror and go, ooh, I look like a 13 today. No, you cannot look like a number. So you have it. It's like kind of saying you have blank amount of years of life. 13 years of experience in life. J'ai 13 ans. J'ai peur, to be afraid, to have fear. J'ai peur. Avoir mal à is to have a pain at, to have an ache somewhere. We use different words and different expressions for different body parts. The French don't. So where we would say, I have a headache, but we don't say, ooh, I have a leg ache. But we'll say, I have a backache. But you don't say, I have a nose ache. So anything that's hurting, you say, j'ai mal à la. So I have pain at the, and then the body part. So j'ai mal à la tête. I have a headache. J'ai mal au ventre. I have a stomach ache. J'ai besoin de is to need. J'ai besoin d'aller au WC. I need to go to the restroom. Could be something else. J'ai besoin de crayon. I need a pencil. J'ai besoin d'étudier. I need to study. So avoir besoin de, to need. To have need of. Avoir tort, to be wrong. J'ai tort, I'm wrong. Tu as tort, you are wrong. The opposite, avoir raison, to be correct, to be right. I have reason. Avoir de la chance, to be lucky. I have luck. Remember, a lot of gambling games are called games of chance, literally games of luck. J'ai envie de. So avoir envie de, to feel like. So j'ai envie de danser, I feel like dancing. So now add these extras. Avoir sommeil, to be sleepy. Yes, you can say I am tired or I am sleepy. A little kind of different, but pretty much the same thing. Avoir l'air, to seem or look. Tu as l'air fatigué. You look tired. You seem tired. So to look a certain way, to seem a certain way. To dress up as somebody else. Tu as l'air de ta mère. You look like your mom. Okay, turning to page 40. That's Unit 2, page 17. This was in our avoir expressions. Age is an avoir expression. That's why we're putting it together. So on your age page, you have this. And your formula for giving age, you have your person, which could be a noun, could be like my mom, could be a pronoun like she. It could be somebody's name, Pierre. Then you're going to have the avoir form that goes with that person. So you're thinking what goes with it with the chart, the number for their years, and the word on. If you don't have the word for years, you're saying, I have 5 what? You have 5 what? 5 cats, 5 dogs, 5 pizzas. What do you have 5 of? Years. Oh. So you need that word there. Example, j'ai 13 ans. I'm 13 years old. I have 13 years. Nous avons 7 ans. We are 7 years old. We have 7 years. Marie a 20 ans. Marie is 20 years old. She has 20 years. Ma mère a 40 ans. My mom is 40 years old. My mom is 40. My mom has 40 years. So a lot of ways to say it in English, but when you have a noun, ma mère, or a person's name, you usually use the he, she form of the verb. That's why it's an a. So how do we ask somebody's age? Easy formula. It always starts with quel âge. What age? Which age? Your avoir form and your person. You're flip-flopping the order. What age have you? You know, almost sounds like Yoda speaking. So when you have he or she, you got to add an extra little T to make it blend. Otherwise, if you look at the example, how old is he? It would be quel âge a-t-il? Sounds like you have the hiccups. A-t-il. So add the T to blend it. Quel âge a-t-il? How old is he? What age has he? Quel âge as-tu? How old are you? Quel âge ont-elles? How old are they? Quel âge a ta mère? How old is your mom? So let's practice these. The next page. Pause the video to fill in your answers. So she is 13 years old. We start off with, how do I say she? And that's elle. Step 2, go to your avoir chart. What is the avoir form that goes with she? And then step 3, what's the rest? So elle a 12 ans. She has 12 years. Is the avoir form. They are 30 years old. How do I say they? Il or elle. What's the avoir form that goes with they? And then the rest. So, ils ont 30 ans or elles ont 30 ans. I didn't say if it was boys or girls, so your choice. Guillaume is the French word for William. So it's like saying he. So what is the word? So you can just write the word Guillaume again. Or you could always sometimes change it into he. But think of it in your mind as he. So what's the avoir form that goes with he? A. So Guillaume a 4 ans. My half-sister. So go to your possessives. How do I say my for a girl? Then you say the word half-sister. Did I remember? I don't remember writing that. And then 2 years old. I did. Okay, so ma demi-sœur a 2 ans. My half-sister has 2 years, or D-E-U-X. You could spell it out. I ran out of room, so I just went with the 2. Her grandmother is 70 years old. Her, remember, son sensé, is so her for the feminine is sa, the word grandmother. So her grandmother or she is. So the she form of avoir. Sa grand-mère a 70 ans. So number 6 and to 10 is asking the question. So you go back to your formula. Your question starts always with quel âge. Then look, what's my person and what's my avoir form to go with that person and flip them. Quel âge avez-vous? Vous was the person, you formal. Ave is the avoir form. How old is your dog? Quel âge? And then your dog, possessives, ton chien. That's the same thing as saying he or she. So use the he, she form of avoir. How old, what age has your dog? Quel âge a ton chien? How old is she? Quel âge? And then she, the word for the avoir that goes with it, flip it. But you sound like you hiccup. A-elle. So you have to add the extra little T. Quel âge a-t-elle? How old are Lisa and Joey? We're going to just change them to they because 2 people's names are the same as they. So how old are they? Quel âge ont-ils? What age have they? And how old are we? Maybe you're being sarcastic. Somebody's acting like a baby. Okay, really? Seriously? How old are we? Quel âge avons-nous? What age have we? Okay, make sure you're going to need your notes to do the activities this week. So make sure you go back and check your avoir form. Make sure you're spelling it right. Use these formulas to help you out. Au revoir.